in a trend that's left the basketball world reeling. Caitlin Clark, one of the brightest stars in the WNBA, has officially signed a lifetime contract with a European club. Yes, you heard that right, lifetime. Clark, who has been the face of the WNBA for the last couple of seasons, is leaving the U.S. basketball scene behind for good. This move isn't just about a player switching leagues. It signifies a seismic shift in women's basketball, and it leaves a huge question hanging in the air. What just happened? The golden child of the WNBA is gone. Caitlin Clark was supposed to be the future of the WNBA. She packed arenas, sold jerseys like hotcakes, and consistently delivered ratings gold for the league. Yet, despite all the success and fanfare, the WNBA somehow dropped the ball, and Europe swooped in to treat her like royalty. Clark's move to Europe isn't just a career change, it's a career transformation. The lifetime deal shows how much Europe values her as a player, something the WNBA seemingly failed to do. Fans are torn. They're thrilled for Clark, who's finally getting paid what she deserves, but devastated for the WNBA, which seems to have fumbled one of its most marketable assets. What went wrong? So, how did we get here? It's no secret that the WNBA has had its fair share of struggles, from low salaries to officiating controversies. Clark, who has been the league's most electrifying player, hinted several times that she felt frustrated with how things were going. Despite her meet-to-work rise in popularity, the WNBA couldn't offer her what she needed: respect and fair compensation. Throughout the season, Clark faced terrible officiating, including controversial no calls and borderline dirty plays from opponents. She expressed her frustration in post-game interviews, saying, "I feel like I'm getting hammered, and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't." For a player of her caliber to feel this way is not just disheartening, it's a disaster for the league's credibility. Then there's the paycheck. Clark's rookie contract, which nets her around $78,000 annually, is laughable compared to her contribution to the league. The WNBA, bound by its fair for everyone policies, didn't want to rock the boat by giving her a much-needed raise. Well, guess what? That reluctance just cost them their brightest star. The domino effect of a lifetime contract. Clark's lifetime contract in Europe sends a powerful message to the WNBA and its players. If you're not being treated like the star you are, there are other options. Europe, with its lucrative deals and fan adoration, has become the place where top American talent can thrive. Clark's decision will likely encourage other top-day of the NBA players to reconsider their own futures. This move could also force the WNBA to re-evaluate how it compensates its stars. If it wants to avoid a mass exodus of talent, they'll need to start writing some bigger checks. What does this mean for the WNBA? The WNBA has officially lost its biggest asset, and it won't be easy to recover from this blow. Clark was the key to pulling in new fans, securing sponsorships, and building the league's brand. Now the league is left scrambling, trying to figure out how they let her go. Players, fans, and media alike are all asking the same question. How did the WNBA let this happen? While some blame poor officiating and others point to inadequate salaries, the reality is that the league's slow and conservative approach to star treatment backfired. If the WNBA doesn't start paying its stars what they're worth and offering them the respect they deserve, Caitlin Clark might just be the first of many players to take their talents overseas. The aftermath. What's next for Caitlin Clark? Clark's lifetime deal with Europe isn't just a win for her. It's a statement for women's basketball. She's officially putting her legacy above everything else, including the WNBA. Over the coming years, she'll likely continue to grow her brand and establish herself as a global icon in the sport. As for the WNBA, it's going to take more than just patching things up to recover from this. With Caitlin Clark out of the picture, the league has lost its most remarkable star, its future MVP, and its biggest fan magnet. The future of the WNBA is now uncertain, and the league will have to make some big changes if it wants to avoid losing even more talent. In the end, it's Europe's gain and America's loss. Caitlin Clark is gone, and the WNBA has only itself to blame. Thank you for watching ETV.